The white roads of Tuscany host one of the most magical one-day races of the season, and that is the Strade Bianche, with its gravel terrain in Tuscany before a beautiful finish up to Siena. This race has been won by legends of the sport, from Fabian Cancellara to the incredible addition in 2021 that saw Matej van der Poel win, or even Julien Philippe winning in 2019. This race is one that makes legends of the riders. So in today's video, we're going to look at 5 of the contenders for winning the 2025 edition. But before we start, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and why not check out the video I did of how Tadej Pogačar changed the modern sport of cycling. But with that out of the way, the first rider on our list is none other than Matej Mohoric, who finished 5th in 2024 in Strade Bianche and most likely will be leading Bahrain victorious for this year's edition, together with Pio Bilbao. The Slovenian is a fantastic rider, as we know, and also a former gravel world champion, but in 2025 it's fair to say he has had somewhat of a good start, where he was really up there in the Tour de la Province on the Queen's stage, just being outmuscled by Mess Pilsen to the victory and subsequently finishing 2nd overall as well. But it didn't quite go the Slovenian's way in the opening Belgian weekend, and he will hope to right that wrong. But can Matej Mohoric do better at Strade Bianche and potentially get on to the podium for the first time in his career? Time will tell. Speaking of Strade Bianche podiums, that is where the next rider on the list finished last year, and that was Maxim van Gils when he was riding for Lotto Destiny, producing an emphatic duel with Tom Scoinge, but ultimately finishing 3rd behind the Latvian. Now, in 2025, it seems like he may be the strongest card that Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe can play, but the team certainly is very strong on paper. That even includes another new talent of Jan Tratnik. Nevertheless, last year he did look absolutely incredible in the season and even the podium he battled his way to. And in 2025, he will hope that the great form he has shown in the beginning of the season will be able to catapult him once more to the podium, as on his very first day in a Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe shirt, he finished 4th in Étoile de Bessèges on a hilly finish, and then he went on to win stage 1 of the Vuelta a Andalucía. He finished 3rd on stage 3 as well, but won the overall points classification of the stage race, so not bad to say the least. Van Gils was definitely very strong last year, and he will be hoping that he is even stronger and can get in the right moves and potentially do one better. 3rd on our list is perhaps Ineos Grenadiers' best card, and that is their Polish veteran of Michal Kwiatkowski, who is a double champion of this race in 2014 and in 2017 respectively. That is a few years ago, however, but he has shown glimpses of his old form this year at the Classica Jaén, another gravel one-day race. He was superb, attacking from more than 60 kilometers out, getting in the right move, and then subsequently dropping the accompanying riders and going on to solo to the finish and win on the gravel. Certainly a sign of what could happen in Strade Bianche. But his Strade Bianche form in recent years hasn't been great since that 2017 victory, as since then he has not finished inside top 10, with his best result being 12th. Ineos Grenadiers have had some really strong results on the gravel. Egan Bernal is a former podium finisher, however he will not be in the race after an unfortunate crash in Classica Jaén, but the Colombian national champion was looking good, and obviously they also managed to get the victory with another rider on this list that we won't mention. But could Kwiatkowski do the impossible and take another victory in Strade Bianche history? That remains to be seen, and it would make him the outright all-time winning rider. Before we go into number 2, we will also just have some other riders to mention. Here we can say Attila Valter, who missed out on the podium in 2023 but has looked fairly good so far. Magnus Cort Nielsen was in an electric form in O Gran Camino. Granted, the opposition wasn't the strongest, but the confidence that he will have gotten from that week in Spain certainly could help Uno X, who are really riding on a high as well after Søren Werenskjold winning the Omloop Het Nieuwsblad. Friend of the channel Tom Scoinge, who finished 2nd last year. Maybe I'm being a bit cruel to put him in the other riders, but I think he has a very strong opportunity to do something once more again. But will the conditions play out in a similar way like last time? Now we come to number 2, and second on the list is the aforementioned former winner of the race, Tom Pidcock, who will be heading up the Q36.5 team in Tuscany. Pidcock didn't have the greatest race in Omloop Het Nieuwsblad and didn't finish inside the top 10, which he did the year before. Nevertheless, Pidcock has had a great start to the year, as we know, with his first victory, with his first ever stage race victory at the Al Ula Tour, and in the Vuelta a Andalusia he was really in the mix and took a stage win and even ended up on the final podium. Strade Bianche is a race that he's done well in the past, with that win in 2023 being the highlight, of course, and last year he was the best of the rest after Tadej Pogačar and then the duo of Tom Scoinch and Van Gils finishing in 4th place. But as the defending mountain bike double Olympic champion, we think that this harder edition might favor him, and with that confidence of the new team and the wins and the form he's shown, potentially he can creep up on the podium once more, and Q36.5 will certainly send a good team around him as well. And if you haven't already, why not check out the video where I bumped into Tom Pidcock in the middle of Calpe, and that's available on the Cycling Dane Action channel. Now we come to number 1, and no surprise, Tadej Pogačar is the overwhelming favorite of the race as the defending champion, returning and also opening his Classics campaign in 2025. He dominated the longer edition last year, and equally in 2022 he also dominated that edition. If Pogačar did win, he would be the first rider to win 3 editions of the race, but he would also become the first world champion to win the race, which would be quite a double feat to say the least. UAE Team Emirates no doubt will send an incredible support unit with him, as they have been really strong in the early races this year. Isaac Del Toro was really good in Classica High-End and could definitely give him some good support, equally with Tim Wellens as well, who was very good in the Vuelta a Andalusia and helped him in 2024 as well. But the question is not if Pogačar will attack, but when. We saw his incredible attack from last year from 81 kilometers out. Maybe he will go even further out, or maybe closer. Those are the 2 options. But we saw at the World Championships in Zurich, he's not afraid to attack when it's 100 kilometers to go, and we've equally also seen him Trevally, Versin also attacking from very far out. But the strength of UAE Team Emirates could maybe allow him to get an early gap and build up a huge lead, as his teammates would be marking any moves from behind and could potentially sabotage him being brought back. Pogačar will continue an incredible one-day race streak as well he's currently on from last year, and don't forget he's also already won 2 one-day races in Italy, one of which was a monument, and this is of course Giro d'Emilia and Il Lombardia. So why would he not complete this hat-trick of Italian wins he's on? But Tadej Pogačar, overwhelming favorite. Will anyone be able to stop the rampant Slovenian? That remains to be seen. Anyways, that's basically it for this video. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and look out for our preview show as well coming up here on the channel. And of course we will do a live commentary as well of the race, so follow all that on the Cycling Dane. But with that, thank you very much for watching, and of course as always, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next one.